The next thing we do is effective internet marketing. And now I'd like to introduce Bernadette Coleman, who is going to teach us all about effective internet marketing. She came a long way to come here, and I'd like you to give her a nice warm welcome.
Okay, so this is very interesting. I had planned to come give a presentation today of this outline that Mike kindly did for me in his printout. So if you turn it all over, you'll see we're going to talk about the power and reach of SEM, Google AdWords, Google Places, Facebook. Well, guess what? Just in the short time that Mike printed this up, maybe about a week ago, there's been a major algorithm change. So I'm scratching all of that. I got to let you know what's really going on. We really need to talk about Google and local SEO. It's all about local now. It's not the same as it was a year ago. Everything has changed. So just in this short a time, we've had another major change. And it's being touted as probably the most important internet algorithm change of the decade. It's going to transform Google even further into our lives. So before I get into exactly what it is, and you may or may not have heard about it yet, I wanted to just run through some numbers. When you leave here today, what I want you to have is an understanding that with everything else that you're doing in marketing, you need to add internet marketing, especially local SEO, to your platform. It's very important, and you'll see by the time I'm done with this presentation. So the first thing we're going to do is run through some numbers. And these may interest you, they may not, but I find them very, very astounding. Actually, very interesting. So internet today is different. It's different than it was before. It's really a controlled one-way message. So the thing about it today that's different is your message can go to millions of people, thousands of people. And if you do your job right, everybody in your community. That's what the internet brings to us today. As a matter of fact, 79% of Americans are on the internet today. That's mostly your home market. 78% of them, I love the pictures on these slides, they're great. 78% of the people that are online will do research online before they buy a product or order a service. 10.3 billion searches every month on Google. Really? That's crazy. I mean, it's a wonder we have anything to do, like go to work, you know. We're all online. Of course, when I'm at work, I'm always online. The average U.S. internet user goes to 2,750 web pages per month. That's the average. And 1/3 of U.S. consumers are on the internet at least 3 hours a day. Crazy, isn't it? It gets even crazier. Okay, 24% of adults have posted comments or reviews online. How many people know if they have good or bad reviews written about them? How many have good reviews? How many have bad reviews? They're out there. But there's good news. There's ways of avoiding them in today's market, and there's also ways of managing that, and we'll talk about that a little bit. 9 out of 10 internet users have visited a social networking site each month in 2010. And this is crazy, 1 out of every 8 minutes online is spent on Facebook. Right? Who has a Facebook account? Right? It's crazy. Matter of fact, I saw some very creative marketing on Facebook recently for plumbing companies. I got an invitation recently to have my water tested by a local plumbing company. It was an invitation created in Facebook. It almost made me call them. And 90 million tweets per day is what's going out via Twitter. Crazy, isn't it? More than half of all internet users read blogs. How many of y'all have a blog on your site? Or blog? Cool. That's good. And 40% of Facebook users are over the age of 35. It's kind of our market. And do you know that the majority of them are women? Who controls the money? What are you laughing at? 60% 64% of Facebook users have become fans of at least one company. So blogging, internet trends basically have transformed the way that we're doing business. And this is really only just the beginning. Most small businesses are still doing old marketing and not incorporating the new marketing in their plan of actions too. And you need to. So we really need to look at what we're doing, continue to do that well, but take the next step and start looking at more effective online marketing. Did you know that 70% of the people, when they click, they don't click on the paid, they click on the organic? But if you want to effectively hit your target market, you have to have pay-per-click too. And it's the quickest way to get there because it may take months to get you there organically. 78% of business people use their mobile devices to check their mail. I mean, even walking around here today, everybody's, I see people walking into things, doesn't say anything. I know I walk into something at least once a week. And this was very interesting. 40% of people that are shopping actually check prices with their cell phone when they're in the store to see if there's not a cheaper product right by where they're at. I thought that was pretty cool. 1 in 5 people make purchases right using their smartphone. As a matter of fact, I read something recently that smartphones are outselling computers 4 to 1. As a matter of fact, when I'm at home and I want to look up something, I don't get up and go into my office to my computer anymore. I just grab my phone. And there it is. It's all there. It's just crazy. 91% of email users have unsubscribed from a company that they previously opted into. You know why? Spam. Getting tired of emails. So audiences now are tougher. They're smarter. They know what they want. They're tired of getting all spams and, things coming at them on the internet. They want to go look for it now. And they know how to find it. They know how to research. So what we got to do is we got to make sure that what we have is something that people are interested in. Good content, coupons, a good call to action. So this is your new business card. Right? Google, because that's where they're going to look for you. This is your new marketing mix. As a matter of fact, inbound marketing is outranking outbound marketing like crazy now. Most of the major consumers out there are taking a huge chunk of their marketing dollars and turning it into inbound to go with their print and their media and their TV and radio ads. I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. So just briefly, outbound marketing is doing emails, mailers, TV, radio. You're pushing the ad out. Inbound marketing is I'm looking for a plumber. So I go to Google and I search plumber. I'm looking for a water heater, so I read blogs and I research. So they're looking for you. They're coming to you. That's what we consider inbound marketing. So helpful is the new viral. And what do I mean by that? Well, you need to help people. Give them good content, information, blogs, coupons. You help them, they help you. And link love is the new ad buy. So instead of going out and buying ads, get good quality links. Share links with each other. You know, one of the things that we're rolling out within our organization, and I have hundreds of clients, many of them in the service industry, many plumbers, air conditioning repair, moving companies, all service-based. So what we've done is we've invited everybody to link to everybody else. You know, my moving company is in Florida, and my plumber's up in New York. They're helping each other. They're not competing against each other. So there's things that you can do. So the value of a good quality inbound link to your site is better than buying a link or buying an ad. So targeted landing pages and clear calls to action are the new visit my homepage. And so what do I mean by that? So when you're advertising, when you're doing your pay-per-click campaigns, when you're doing your marketing, when you're driving someone from your mail piece to your website, just don't send them to the website. Send them to a landing page that's been tested, that you have a clear call to action on, and you're able to give them something to get something. Have them sign up for a newsletter. Give them a coupon, a discount. Keywords are the new neon signs. Keywords are very important. You need to make sure you have strong keywords on your website so that people know what you do. And not only do they have to be on the website, they have to be placed in the appropriate positions. They have to have links, inbound and interlinking. So there's a whole strategy about website architecture. And measurable is a new, gee, I hope this works. Because really, quite frankly, you can track anything today. You can track down to the time the person typed the keyword in, what page they went to, how long they stayed on that page, when they left, and where they went if they stayed on your site. You can track everything nowadays.
Track, not contract, huh?
Track. No, but I do have some contracts back here with Mike. You can sign them later if you want. So, if you don't like change, then you're not going to like irrelevancy. It's a tough word for me to say. So inbound marketing, really in a nutshell, inbound marketing is, one, you have to get found online. So if people are searching for you, they have to be able to find you. Just having a website today is not going to have them find you. Two, once they do find you, you want to convert them into a lead or a client. And then three, analyze it. At least once a month, meet with your SEO professional. Have them analyze your words, track, read your analytics reports, look at your logs, find out where they're coming from, what keywords are they typing in, how long are they staying, where are they going, are they clicking on the right pages, are you driving them to the right landing page? Because once you know that, then 1 and 2 just gets getting better and better. So, more than 1/3 of U.S. companies now are using blogs for their marketing campaigns. 55%, companies that blog get 55% more traffic. That's very interesting. And inbound marketing costs 62% less per lead than traditional outbound marketing. So you get more bang for your dollar. As a matter of fact, 60% or 67% of B2C companies and 41% of B2B companies have acquired a customer on Facebook. You know what B2C and B2B means? Okay. And 57% of businesses have acquired a customer through their company blog. 42% of companies have acquired a customer through Twitter. And 2/3 of marketers say that their company blog is very critical to their business. I'm kind of getting through these very quickly because I just want you to have a feel of where online marketing is going for companies, not just for individuals. This was kind of interesting. 83% of companies say that Facebook is very critical or very important to their business today. And 51% of Facebook fans are more likely to buy brands that they fan. Does everyone know what a fan is on Facebook? Okay. 79% of Twitter followers are more likely to recommend the brands they follow. So what does this mean? It really means that we have to shift our mindset from what we're used to building relationships, not just telling them we have a product. It's more now about building relationships. So how do we do that? Well, you've got to make stuff that people want. A lot of our service companies have videos, how-to videos on their site. Just a little ebook on how to take care of your plumbing during the wintertime. Just a little something to capture their information. Coupons. Be generous. The more you give, the more you get. Build trust, credibility, and goodwill. Increase pages and inbound links with good content. People love to read now. They love to research. And keywords. Rock them keywords. That's very, very important. Give good direction. Again, back to relevant landing pages, clear call to actions, compelling offers, and you'll do well. So, back to Google, 2011. It's all about local. It's all about local. Today, when you log on to Google, all you see is ads about local businesses in your neighborhood, correct? It wasn't like a year ago. This is what it used to look like a year ago. Up in the top, we had the paid listings. Then we had the map on the left. And then we had the organic listings underneath that. Right? About a year ago, that's what Google looked like. Then things started to happen, really crazy things, because Facebook actually surpassed Google in time spent online. Well, Google didn't like that. Then Yahoo and Bing started to grow their market share. Well, Google didn't like that. Yelp grew to 41 million users per month. It's crazy. You know, Yelp is the largest online recommendation and review site. Everybody should make sure they have their Yelp page claimed. And then Groupon, Google offered Groupon $6 billion, and they said no. What the heck? That's crazy. $6 billion? And they said no? Well, guess what's happening now? All these Groupon-like pages are coming. Do you know that I just read today that Living Social, who knows Living Social, just got $400 million in funding. It's crazy. All that money going at them. Well, so Groupon, I think, is going to have a lot of competition. They're going to look back and wish they took that $6 billion, but maybe not. So what did Google have to do? U.S. local online, local, not national, local online spend was $15 billion in 2010. They're expecting it to more than double by 2014. Local ad spend. Google's really, really smart. One of the whole impetuses around this whole local search is because they can charge more money. Before, when I typed in plumber globally, I could get plumbers from all over the United States, right? But now, if I type in plumber, Google knows where I live. They know exactly where I live, so they can show me all the plumbers right in my neighborhood. What does that do? That gives them so many more target markets. So before, when plumber was a global word, only the big companies were spending money online. But now,
How do they know where you live?
IP addresses, when you log into the Google account, they track everything.
So if I use my laptop from here, plumber's here then, right?
Yeah. Right. Now, it could or it could not, because it depends on the settings that you have, and if you're logged into your account or not. So there's other variables in that equation. So what did Google do? Well, they decided that they have to come back and they have to answer what's going on in their world, because they didn't like it. So they created new search features. They added new local properties. They added new local search results, which, as we all know, is Places now, Google Places. And then new mobile search and apps. So all these new strategies are designed, again, for local target marketing. So here's a couple of things they came up with recently, and I still haven't told you about the brand new Google algorithm change. I'm saving that for last. But Google Instant. So you know when you're typing into Google and it automatically starts filling out? Okay? And even now, changes the pages for you while you're typing. It's crazy. I don't know how they do that. They do it so fast. But that's actually an algorithm. And if you pay attention to Google Instant, that's telling you what people are searching for. Those instant results are actually based on the most searches based on those keywords. So if I type in plumber Dallas, or if I type in plumber DA, it's going to fill out Dallas, and then it may fill out underneath it Dallas, Texas, or the next one may be plumber reviews, Dallas, Texas. So you know by those instant search results what other people are searching for in your community. So as a business owner, it may make sense to go and start typing in those keywords and seeing what the hot searches are in your neighborhood. That's Google Instant. They introduced Google Shopping, which is very interesting, because now it just pulls in all the shopping aggregated data from all over the internet. But what's important about that, it's all local. It's local shops. The Google Preview, now you see that little, what do they call those? Magnifying glasses right next to your search results. You don't even have to go to the page now. Google doesn't want you to leave their site. All you got to do is put your cursor over it and you can see the site. And if it doesn't have what you want, you put your cursor over the next one underneath it. So you don't never have to leave Google's page. They don't want you to. As a matter of fact, your Google Places page has so much information on it, sometimes even more than your actual home page, they'd rather you go there. There's your phone number, your fax, your URL, your hours of business, what credit card you take, about your business. They may never even get to your website. So that's why you've got to make sure you've claimed your Google Places page. Everything now is in real time, if you want. So you can, if you want to type in Dallas plumber and go to real time, you'll see if there's anybody tweeting about that. It's crazy. You'll be surprised. So these are a couple of the things that they've done. This is their number one strategy. So consumers can start to look for all their local searches on Google. You don't even need Yellow Pages anymore. But I don't think we even have a Yellow Page in our house, do we? Okay. So, number two, they created all these new local properties. They want to compete with their competitors. So, Google Hotpot. Does anyone know what Google Hotpot is? Okay. Type in, next time you're in your Google account, go to Google Hotpot. Basically what it is a place to put your reviews. All your local restaurants and companies that you go to, you can write about them and review. And that they share that with all the other people in your network. That's their answer to Yelp and City Search. The next is Google Places. That's their answer to directories. Has everybody here claimed their Google Places page? Have you optimized it? Google Deals. They're going to keep that $6 billion they're going to give to Groupon, and they're going to do their own Google Deals. If you haven't signed up for it, sign up for it. Google wants to be a destination. They want you to go to Google for everything you need, not your own web page. Can't fight them. They have $6 billion they can spend on a coupon company. So we can't fight them. So we've got to join them, right? You got to. You got to join them. So what's the strategy here now? Local search results. This is how it's changed. Okay. So on the left-hand side here, they can predict your local query. They know, based on what you're typing in, what you want. They actually can predict it, and then they'll display everything that's relevant to that query for you that they believe is relevant. And they're giving you much more information. The blend between organic and local SEO is now being displayed on the map on the right. And that map on the right, you'll notice that the pin now matches the pin that's on the Google Places page in the front. They're giving more information. They're giving reviews. So if you have reviews at Yelp or Insider Pages or City Search, it's going to show right underneath your ad, right there. And then they give you a link right to the Google Places page. I'm surprised they even give a link to your website anymore, but that's what they do. And this algorithm now is better defined to help people that are searching find what they want. And why am I telling you this? Because if you're not optimizing locally for your own market, you're going to be lost. But your competitors are doing it. So this is what it looks like a little close up. Easy one-click preview of a website. Location on the map, number B. Picture from the Places page. Make sure you got good pictures that represent yourself. Reviews from the website across the web. And total reviews and a link to the Google Places page. More detailed listings gives that consumer more information and allows him to make a more informed decision about whether he wants to do business with you or not. Okay, so the new local search strategy. Here's your Google Places page. So I'm going to tell you a few tricks. I have time to give you guys some tricks and tips on Google Places. Okay, this is fun. Google Places is really fun.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I don't know what that is, no Google Places are.
Do you know what? Okay, do you, when you search for Google, you know the listings that are, let me go back a page. No? These here that have the little pins next to them? Okay, when you click on one of those Google, when you click on the, see where it says 127 reviews?
Yeah.
Places page, when you click on that, you go to this. That's your Google Places page. That's all the information that you've inputted into Google's business, local business center about your business, and that's how they display it.
You say claim it, you mean we get to put it in?
Yes, you get to go claim that, because if you don't, it's probably wrong information. So let me just give you a little background on how Google Places.
So, Google is building this Places page with or without you.
Oh yeah, you don't own your Google Places page, Google owns it. And you may even claim it and go in and change the information, but if Google doesn't think that that's the right information, they won't update it. They aggregate the data from all the data aggregators out there, like Axiom, Insider Pages, Localese, Supermedia. And if all those citations match, They pull that in and they display your page for you. Now, you can go in and claim it and change it. You got to get their permission to change it. You can't just change a phone number. You have to wait for the postcard to come and to the address where you say you're at. And then you got to go back online and type in a code to prove to Google that you really are at that location, and that is really your business. So they're very tricky. They want to make sure that you truly are who you are. And under the Google guidelines, their quality guidelines, you have to have your business represented online like it is in the real world. That's why they hate tracking numbers. You can be penalized for a tracking number, for not putting your correct name, trying to put a keyword in your name. They're really cracking down. You have to be very careful. Yes?
A lot of business owners have their secretaries reading their mail.
Yes.
And is it possible that their secretaries could throw out that communication from Google,
Yep.
never realizing that it was critical to their business?
Absolutely. It happens all the time. Yeah, it's a little postcard. They think it's an advertisement. They toss it. Yeah, happens all the time. We have to go back and send another one. Then we have to call the client and say, please look for this postcard. Then we send them a picture of the postcard. And sometimes it still takes 2 or 3 times to get it.
This take place, is it location or just the information in the business?
This is the information on your business at that location.
What happens if the location is not pertinent?
Oh, if the location is not pertinent, you don't have an address, you can't have a Google Places page. It's that simple.
I guess what I'm trying to,
Steve, we're going to bring a mic to you.
please not. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't want anybody coming to my place, but that still makes me local by having
you
a
don't
place.
have to show your address. You can opt to not show the address.
Okay, but I still have to have a place to be local.
Yes. So actually, let me take that back. You don't have to show your Google Places address on your ads. But if you want a Google Places page, you have to have a real address. It can't be a post office box. And it can't be a mailbox USA. It has to be a real address, a business address. One of the biggest problems we've seen with Google lately is companies go out there and they get a bunch of tracking numbers for the Yellow Page ad and their, their online advertising, and they want to get all these local numbers for their website. Phone numbers, yeah. But what happens is when you get those phone numbers, you go to a Verizon and get those phone numbers, they report those phone numbers as a business. So Google grabs that data, and all of a sudden, there's 5 Google Places listings with your phone number asking you to claim that business. And then what happens is Google sees all these, and they think you're trying to do something, shifty, and then they delist you from Google Places because they think you're spamming. I've seen it happen more than once to major companies.
I've heard this before. I've heard about this quite a bit. I'm a little confused about the process, though. We're going to use numbers. We've used numbers forever for tracking.
Yep.
So
Your Google Places page should have your real phone number on it.
But what is a real phone number?
The phone number that was listed with your business, your actual landline that you have listed as your business in the Yellow Pages. Pick one number. Make that your number. It may be a tracking number. That's fine. But you pick one number, and that's your citation. Because what Google does now is it goes out to all these other directories, 411, Insider Pages, Merchant Circle, the list goes on, and it looks at your name, your address, and your phone number. And if they all match what's on your Google Places page, you go up in rankings. If they don't match, you go down in rankings.
You see, where I've gotten hurt there is we actually have 2 islands.
Mm-hmm.
And so Google's been confused about that more than once already.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fact. I'm in 2 locations. I have 2 different primary phone numbers.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, so I've been yanked.
You've been yanked because who's doing your Google Places is not doing it under the appropriate guidelines for multiple locations. But it can be done. We do it for clients all the time. I have one client with 48 locations, every one of them number 1 or 2 in Google Places.
We have one location, but 3 local numbers. It's like our center hub is here, but we have a College Station number, a Brennan number, a Belleville number.
But you don't have locations.
But we don't have
across
3 locations, so would that mess up our,
It can.
because you have to have a different location. Do you have a different location on each island? or you just service both islands?
I have a primary location on one island, primary location on the
Okay, so you have addresses. So we have one
Okay, yeah.
address.
So in
and
your
several
Google
numbers.
Places, they now give you the ability to add additional phone numbers. Okay, so you put your main number, and then you go down after the main number to the bottom section. It says add a phone number. And then you can add 3 numbers. So, and you just add those different numbers to those different cities. But you only have one address, so you only get one Google Places page.
I'm assuming there's a way to delete those numbers too, because what they're doing for Google for us is they're grabbing an ad track number in the yellow pages, and it's making the yellow pages are looking great, but they're
They're really
popped up on
getting
there.
it off of Google
Yeah,
Places. Yeah,
yeah.
That Yellow Pages loves that, by the way.
yeah, I know.
I love when that happens. Yeah.
So you can't take them off.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So when you're on your Google Places page, did you claim the page, or is it owner verified?
I'm waiting for the postcard verification
Okay.
now. Yeah.
So once you can claim the page, you can then go in and change that phone number. Okay. If you have multiple, you can locations that you're working on, you want to get them to be combined. So you pick the one you want as your Google Places page. You get that link, and you go to the one you don't want, and you click on the More button, and there'll be a little drop down that says Report a Problem. Okay? You report the problem that it's a duplicate listing, and you give them the link to the correct listing. But make sure you're logged into the Google account with the correct listing. Got it? Okay. Yes.
Is this going to be included in my contract, these changes? I just looked myself up, and it's actually the Verizon phone number,
Yeah.
the tracking number for Verizon, not our number that's on our
No,
Google.
and
Places
here's the
page.
problem. If you have a Merchant Circle account or any other directory listings, I bet you put your real number in there, right?
Yeah.
So guess what? Google doesn't know what's the real number. You have bad citations. Sorry, you're going to stay down here. You have bad
But you'll
citations.
fix all that for me, right?
My wife is telling you that we have a single, my wife is telling you that we have a single address, but we have several different numbers to the outreaching areas. In the last 2 years, we got van graphics, and we put a vanity number on the side of our trucks that everybody can reach from, and it's a
That's fine.
888 number. Would you recommend putting that as the number so that we'd be all-inclusive?
I would not use an 888 number because it's not a local number.
Okay.
But you can add that number to your Google Places listing.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
So once you get your listing fine-tuned, and if your name is Tom Thumb Plumber Inc., your Google Place, the one that's registered with the state, then your Google Places name should be the same. It should match perfectly, okay? And keep this in mind whenever you're filling out directories online, doing any ads, ordering anything where your phone number and address may show online. The address is called the NAP, N-A-P, name, address, and phone number. It's the most important citation today online. The most important is your citations today. If they don't match, you're going to be penalized. We spend hours and hours and have teams that just go out to Google Places, to directories all over the internet and fix these citations for our clients. Even it can be as simple as ST period instead of street. So if you're going to do your address and spell out the word street, that has to be like that everywhere nowadays. Don't abbreviate here or not there. Your name, address, and phone number has to match. And what's on your Google Places page should be on your website. So Google can see that. Here's another little trick. Link from your website to your Google Places page so it knows that that's your Google Places page. Put that link on there. Okay, so let's get back up to the address. So you filled out your address up at the top. You've picked your categories. Make sure you pick one good category that Google represents or has in there. And then you may want to put in, you may want to be a little creative with 1 or 2 categories, but pretty much want to stick to the Google categories because that's built into their algorithm. Don't get funky with it and type in your city name, plumber, because Google will think that's spam, and you can get penalized. So if you're in Dallas, don't want to say you're a Dallas plumber. You're a plumber. Google knows by the address you're in Dallas. Okay? So you get that all the way it's supposed to be. You put your nice description in there. Make sure your description matches your description on your on your website, so they see the relevancy. And get some good keywords in there, but don't overdo it. Don't put Joe's Plumbing Company, plumber of Dallas, best plumbing company of all the plumbing companies in Dallas. I see that all the time. We'll get, just match the real world with your Google Places. So,
Let's say you have a company, Barosi Plumbing, Heating, and Air. You actually do plumbing, heating, and air. But you only get to pick one.
no, it gives you 5 categories that you can choose from. And then there's more at the bottom where you can add additional descriptions. And use good keywords down there. So one of the descriptions may be services, and then you do plumbing, heating, and air. Right? Or you may want to categorize it differently and put plumbing services, drain cleaning, leak detection, like that. Then HVAC services, air conditioning, heating. And this is down in the bottom where the details are. I'm talking about down in the details here. Oops, that section up there. Okay. Okay, so once you get that all built out, here's the tricky part. How do you get Google to show this place high up in the rankings so you're in that 7th spot? Okay, that's called promotion. Inbound links to that Google Places page. The easiest way to do this, and write this down, when you log into your Google Places account, once you're logged into your Gmail or Google Places account, type in Panoramio. Okay? When you type in Panoramio, it's a place where you can upload pictures, just like a Picasa or a Flickr or whatever, but it's owned by Google, okay? What's interesting about Panoramio is when you upload a picture, you can geotag it, and you can put a citation on there. So in the description, you put the name, address, and phone number that exactly matches your Google Places page. And then you put your tags, plumber, drain cleaning, leak detection, all that. And then you take the longitude, is that the right word? Yeah, longitude, latitude, and or your address, and it geotags that picture. And you do that for 10 pictures. Then you go back to your Google Places page, and where it says upload a picture, you don't upload a picture. You go get that URL from Panoramio, and you plug it into the URL string, and now you have a geotag, keyword-rich citation in your picture. Google likes that a lot. For now, it may change. You're right, it may change next week. Yes?
Which one does Google use for your logo? I mean, for the image it shows.
For the image it shows?
Is it the first one that you uploaded?
It's usually the first one they upload. The other thing you do is don't upload a video, YouTube it, right? So in your same Google Places account, go to YouTube because it's connected. So when you go to your account settings, you'll see YouTube in there. Same thing. You can go to a site called Animoto. Does anyone? Oh, man, I wish I had my computer here. I can show you some really cool little videos. We can't do that, right? All right. The computer's not hooked up. No, I wanted it hooked up here. So go to a site called Animoto, upload 10 pictures, click a button, it creates a video, and you can type your name in it, and you download it. It takes 5 minutes, not even, 3 minutes. And you have a video with your name in it. Now, do that a couple times, and you have a couple videos. Then what you do is you go to YouTube, and you upload that video. But you don't just upload the video. Again, in the description, in the name of that video, it's Dallas Plumbing Company, comma, Joe's Plumber. You get that keyword in there. In your description, you put your name, address, phone number, and URL. Make sure you put the HTTP. And then you put all your tags. Then you go back to Google Places, and you grab that URL, and you upload a geotagged, citation-rich link to your Google Places page. To your website. And that's uploaded into Google Places. So what you're now doing is creating all these citations out there, and all these citations have keywords, your address, and Google loves it. And it's telling Google that this is a real address. This address belongs to this company that belongs to this website. So now Google likes it, and you start ranking up in the 7th spot where we all want to be.
What happens if, like, I'm a block away from one city, and that city I'm a block away from is where I do most of my work?
Is that your address?
No, my address is in the other city.
Sorry.
That's
Got a luck.
problem.
Pretty much. Every once in a while, we can sneak one in there with a really aggressive campaign. The company's been around forever, and they have all these links into it. But now it's about your location.
Bernadette, we intend to upload this video to my website. So when somebody asks you a question and they don't have a microphone, could you
I'm sorry.
please repeat the question?
I sure can. Okay, so Google Places. All right, it's probably the single most business asset that you can have that you don't own. But you have to have it. Claim it, optimize it, work with it.
Over here.
Okay.
Well, what if you're like me and I just happen to use Yahoo?
Well, you're the minority,
Yeah.
so
I mean, what are the percentages?
about 70-30. So Google grabs about 70% of the market share. I think it's 68%
Okay.
of all searches. So you want to be on Google. Optimize for Google and the rest will follow. They're the leader. So,
So what if your business is not in a city proper? You're out in the country, but you're near, there's a region that you're by. I mean, what can you?
well, pay-per-click advertising is good for that. You have to advertise with pay-per-click. You're not going to show, if, for example, Dallas is where I live. I actually live in Allen. Dallas is my big metropolitan area. If I had a plumbing company that was in Allen, but Dallas was my market, I'm not going to show in Dallas in Google Places. Now, I can organically if I have a good SEO person, but I'm not going to show in that maps area. I will show in Allen, but that's a small market. So that's why you have to combine all these efforts. You have to have pay-per-click. You have to do your local SEO, because if I live in Allen, I'm going to look for an Allen plumber. You know, you have to do your organic SEO, because Google Places now blends organic and local to move you up into Google Places. So you have to have both, and those have to blend well, and then your Google Places will rank. Now remember, there's probably 1,000 plumbing companies in your area, but there's only 7, maybe 10, that are going to show on that first page. Yes.
What are the chances that a person can accomplish all this on their own without hiring somebody to do this? You know, and not just screwing it up.
Yeah. Sorry. No, some people just luck into it. You know what the funniest part is? The older companies that have been doing many marketing campaigns with different tracking numbers and different campaigns out there have a harder time than a brand new company that just has one good citation, who goes in there clean, and all of a sudden, boom, the new company's up on #1, and these other plumbers that have been around for 20, 30, 50 years are struggling because they have a lot of I mean, it's all about SEO. And we don't do it for just 1 or 2 keywords. It's multiple keywords. Our clients, quite frankly, we have clients that are #1 for over 140 keywords. We have some that we struggle with a little harder. It depends on the area. It depends on the market you're in. It depends on the keyword. There's a lot of variables. So anyway, let's go on to next, because I can talk about this all day. Here's our new algorithm. So if you're wondering what Google does, what do they look for to decide if they're going to search or show you, this is it. And what's crazy about it now is social media accounts for about 20% of the algorithm today, whereas a year ago it was hardly anything. So if you really want to rank, you want to make sure you have a blog with good content on it. You want to make sure you have a lot of inbound links, but not just web links, social links from like Dig, Reddit, Stumbled Upon. Those are the 3 they mention up there. Your Facebook, your Twitter. There's all kinds of social bookmarking sites out there. Then you want to make sure you have your Google Places page, because that's what Google looks for. And then you want to make sure you have good reviews. Ask your clients to post a review. Ask them. Go to Insider Pages. Go to City Search. Go to Google. Post a review. And this is what I'm going to tell you about the brand new Google algorithm change. It's going to change how the Google algorithm works going forward. It's called +1. Has anyone seen it? I know you did. Google +1. So next to on the search engine results page, next to that little hourglass, you're going to see a little +1. You know what that is? It's a like button, like Facebook. It's a like button. But they're building into their algorithm, the more people +1 you, that's a review, That's saying, I like this company, they're a good company, the higher you're going to go in your search rankings. Just got to click it. Nope, don't have to write anything. Just got to click on it.
What are the chances that anyone else knows what that +1 is?
Everyone
if it's
will
brand
soon
spanking
because it's
new?
rolling out right now.
And somebody could tear up your reputation just by not.
There's not a -1.
No,
is
there's
there?
not a -1. There's not a -1, but it's a Google +1. So there's a Google +1. That's just a like for Facebook. Same thing, but it shows in your Hotpot account. It shares it with everyone that you have a connection with. And by the way, you can look on your on your Google account and see who's in your connection sphere. It's really interesting. So it shares with everyone.
How can you cheat to make it work?
Well, the SEO community is coming up with some really good ways. As a matter of fact, I read today that there's some people out there, they're going to charge you to +1 you. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 50 cents a plus. As long as they're good quality pluses. But Google will figure out how that, they were able to figure out how a review is a true review or not and penalize clients. They'll be able to figure out what this +1 is. But anyway, what's going to happen is that's going to be included in the whole algorithm, how Google's going to rank you. And it's all about social media, again, and making sure that Google knows everything you do. So anyway, so besides the Google Places page and good reviews, you need to have Facebook and Twitter. They look for that now. They want to know if you have followers. And if you have all this, if you have good content and links, if you have a strong reputation, and you have a good social authority, you're going to show up high in the Google Places ranking. If you don't, you're not. So the next strategy is mobile search and apps. 61 million smartphone subscribers are out there today. Mobile now is over 10% of all Google searches. 10% of the people that search on Google, these 10.5 billion searches a month, are being searched from their mobile phone. 33% of mobile users searching for stores, reviews, and coupons. So when I look for a plumber now, I go to my search and I type it in because you know what? The coupon that's on my Google Places page shows on my mobile app. That's why those coupons are so important. So if I'm typing for a plumber and I say, no trip charge, or 25% off service fee, it's going to show on this app. And you don't have to do anything but put a coupon on your Google Places page. So that's very, very important. 33% of mobile users are searching for stores, reviews, and coupons. So make sure your reviews are good. And if they're not, you can get other clients to put good reviews up to get the bad reviews down. Okay. And then Google.
People will post a lot of other reviews in
Sure,
other places, right? Because I have customers, I get them to post on me, but it's the only one they've ever posted, so it doesn't count.
It does count if they're logged into their account.
Goes to the bottom.
Yeah, it'll go to the bottom, but still, it's still more reviews. It's still good linking. And then Google Places and Hotpot make it easier to search, easier to check reviews, and easier to write reviews. So this mobile algorithm and apps help our consumers, our customers, find us. And trust me, they are using it. They are using that phone all the time. My mother called the other day. Our dishwasher was broke. We were in the car. What did we do, Tom? We picked up the phone and typed in plumber, hit the button because it's click to call. I don't even have to type. And called the first plumber that showed up. That's how we do it nowadays. Okay, so let's. Hotpot, are you logged into your Google account? Okay, log into your Google account. Okay, well, when you have a chance to log into it, it'll bring you to a Hotpot page. You create your profile. Do you already have a Google profile? Okay. Well, okay, so what do we have to do? The big problem is, they've made it easier for the consumer, but they've made it harder for you. That's the problem. The consumer loves it, but right now, you have to work harder to get your name out there on these local searches so that your consumers can find you. So Google's still the top search engine for local consumers. And how a site looks in that Google preview can make a difference whether that person clicks and goes to your site or not. That's why you have to have a good-looking site. Number 2, new local properties. The Places page will get more traffic and drive calls directly to your office. So make sure you claim your Google Places page and make it a nice page. Put coupons on the page, because that converts to a call, and it's impacted by the reviews that people place on Hotpot. Okay, so 3, the updated PageRank algorithm means search results now feature more local information than ever before, listings and directories. And what's interesting is Google tracks the clicks. So the more clicks you get, the higher you move up in the algorithms. So I'd like to see a good click-through rate. And getting top organic rank is more complex now than ever before, because now it's impacted by your reputation, your social activity or authority, and the freshness of your content. That's why you need a blog. Have a blog that shows the headlines on your page, so you have a new, fresh content on your page at all times. And then the mobile apps, the opportunity for local mobile searches. It's not hard. The Google Places page will, managed correctly, will be your new mobile app. So what is the tactics that you need to do? Paid search. Buy or start or get with Emily and get a pay-per-click account, because that's the quickest way to get in front of your local customers today. A good quality, keyword-rich, relevant pay-per-click account. Then make sure your site is, if you have Flash on your site, mobile phone users can't see your site. So make sure your site is compatible with any mobile search. Optimize it for mobile search. Make sure you have your local phone data and everything very accessible on your site and on your Google Places page. Does anyone know what a QR code is? You do? Yes. Have you seen the square box with all those little dots on your Google Places page now? That's your QR code. Do you know how many people use their cell phone now to scan those QR codes? Do you guys saw a plumbing company the other day with a QR code on the truck? Because if I'm riding down, I can just go like this with my phone, capture that QR code, and I have their website and all their information in my phone. Put the QR code on your ads now. Put the QR codes on your mailers. Put the QR codes on your business cards. Put the QR codes on your website. Put them on your trucks.
On those QR codes, I saw a website that will give you one, or do you get it through? You actually just
go to your
sign
Google
up for it?
Places page. It gives it to you for free.
Okay.
Print it out. Put it in your window. Put it on your truck. Put it on your business card. I can't tell you how many people use it. Drive by. I got it. I need a plumber. I happen to see a truck go by. All I got to do is hit a button on my phone, point it at it, and I got all your information.
So much for loyal customers.
Yes.
Where is the QR code at?
Google Places page. It'll be right, and when you log into your Google Places account, and you log into your Google Places page to edit it, you'll see that your QR code that they supply you. Mm-hmm. All right, so then of course your organic search. So I know it's late, so I want to get through as much as I can. And then if they have other questions, I'll hang out. Google's focused on winning local. Their changes are making it more and more complex for the small business owner, but you got to do it. Strategy for maximum discovery combines paid search, mobile search, and organic search. You have to do all three. You have to. Paid search ads are still the fastest way to drive quality traffic and leads, but you also need a fresh stream of quality content, including good reviews, good social media marketing to improve that organic rank, and there is an evolution beyond traditional SEO that we call web presence optimization. Basically, it's local internet marketing. So I also put together 10 reasons why you need local SEO and why it will help attract new customers. But it's really a recap of everything we've talked about, so I don't want to keep you any longer. unless you guys want to hear them. I think it's pretty much redundancy. I think I've driven it in now that you need local search. But does anyone have any more questions on anything? Google Places, SEO? Yes.
Let's say I have a bunch of friends across the country on Facebook, and I put out a request for them to write good reviews about me. The fact that they're on the other side of the country, does that matter?
It's still a good review, and it'd be probably better if they liked you than write a review. You want the reviews from people local in your community, because Google will see if someone's from Boston is giving a good review for someone in Florida.
So, in other words, the like is the +1.
The new Google like is the +1. The like on Facebook is the like.
Well, they already do that.
Yeah.
Well, but I only have a personal page, so I need to get a company page and then have like that.
You need a company page. It's called a fan page or a business page.
So Google owns your Google Places account.
Oh, yeah, they own it.
And-
If they don't like what you put on there, they're going to put what they want anyway.
And if someone writes a bad review about you,
On that Google Places page,
right, what can you do about that?
get more people to write good reviews to push the bad one down.
So essentially, what you're really doing is more of a PR kind
Yeah,
of
now
thing, as opposed
Google
to advertising.
Places does now give you a way to interact with your client when you're logged into your Google Places account, and there is a review that's posted that you want to comment on to that person. They do give you a new tool in there that will allow you to communicate with that person, maybe answer that review or communicate with them. My recommendation, though, is if it's a bad review, ignore it. And the reason why is the more value you get by answering that makes that review a little bigger. And then they come back and answer, and that review gets a little bigger. The next thing you know, you got this long review or a couple paragraphs with your keyword in it, and that's really strong, and we're not going to get that down.
So how do reviews work? Every review that comes gets on the top and it pushes
Not
it down?
necessarily, sometimes by keywords. Some of our clients have their oldest reviews showing because it happens to be keyword strong, or it's on a web page that is a very strong web page with a lot of links to it. So Google gives that a higher authority than even maybe their own Google Places reviews. So it's all about trying to get good reviews. If you do a good job for your client, ask them to post a review.
So does Google run some sort of a service where you pay Google to get around some of this? Yeah. Okay.
You can pay me to get around it.
Yeah, I understand.
No. Yes?
Where's that hotspot thing?
So are you logged into Google, into your Google account?
I think so.
Okay, it's Hotpot, H-O-T-P-O-T.
It says web images, places, more. Do I need to hit
You have to
more?
do a Google search. Does someone have?
It is a Google search. It says google.com in place.
But I don't know if you're logged into your Google account. Is someone here logged in? Yeah.
You just Google Hotpot and then log in.
Yeah.
And it says hotpot Google.
Yeah.
So when I click on it,
And you'll see your Google Hotpot account.
As you want to say.
Okay. Any other questions? Is that too much information? You're welcome.